All right, what is this? Day 6. You see that? You see that? That's the sun. That's good. Finally, one sunny day in, well, quite a few days. I lost track of it. Hopefully today we get to glue the bottom down. And as you can see, it's already got a nice shape. You know why? Because I'm training the bottom plywood. I'm training it to come down without stressing it. So I took advantage of the rainy weather, the humidity, and all of that. Even though you might see it covered, but there's a lot of humidity under there. And with the sun now baking on it, I think you raise the temperature hot enough in there to make it, look at it, little by little, a little crank here. It brings it down a couple of inches, and you give it enough time and look, it'll bend. But all the talk is the talk. Let me uncover it. Let me do some final fitting, and let's start gluing and screwing down some plywood. All right, I'll come back to you in a little bit. All right, so you see, a couple of days of rain, and it's all by itself. Can even make it straight if I want to now. See, follows by itself. Just leave it alone. It's enough moisture in the air to bend it. Just gravity, it'll just bend it. All right, I'm gonna glue it up and come back. Where's my drill? Where's my drill? Here's my drill. Don't lose your drill. You can't do nothing with that. So now I think we're just gonna let the sun bake this stain a little bit, because it feels a little moist, a little wet. So hopefully the sun will bake it, and we could glue the floor on it. So okay, let's take a break, and we'll come back when we're gonna start gluing. I got the glue in the sun. Now, you see what I'm using? That's what we should be using all the time when we're making boats, because it remains flexible. All right, we'll come back to you in a little bit. All right, so real fast. We only got like 21% battery. The GoPro died when I put the first sheet on it. I took it in the house real fast and I plugged it in, but here it is. It's all glued up, ready to throw on. So hopefully it's not gonna die again while we throw the sheet on, so you guys can see how we're doing it, okay? Well, I just push it down a little. middle, did we? Kind of high here. All right, there you go. I'm gonna make a comment before this battery dies, but there it is. I'm just gonna finish screwing it on, and we'll see you guys later when the epoxy and the fiberglass cloth comes in, and we'll see. But remember, when I say day 6, I only work about 4 hours a day. So this is what we got in this boat so far. 6 days, 4 hours a day. So this is where we are. All right, see you guys later. Let me put this GoPro to charge. All right, day 7. I got my total boat supplies. I got my epoxy, 5-to-1, pumps, everything. So we're ready. Meanwhile, I build these spots back here. I should have designed a boat with this implement and not have to do it later, but I guess better late than never. So here you go, 12 inches, 24. So the way I'm figuring, I have 2 cubic feet of floating foam here at 60 pounds per cubic foot. I got 2 cubic foot here, 120. So I'm gonna have 120 pounds of floating on this pontoon, on this extra pontoon float pod, yeah. I'm gonna build another one here, and this time I'm gonna have to figure out how to film it for you guys, because making all this stuff, man, there was a lot of cussing around. So I don't think YouTube would have liked that, but I'm gonna try to hold my tongue this time to do it. I'm gonna fasten the GoPro here, and I'm gonna put it on time lapse, and you're gonna see me build it. Everything it's done. I got the epoxy. I'm gonna have to do some fillings in here, let it get all nice and dry, and sand it, cut this up, put the fiber on it. I got my fiber is 50 inches wide, 25 yards. Yeah, 25 yards. So should be plenty for this boat to do 2 layers, 3 layers. We're gonna use it all. So let me get set up over here and get you guys going on the other pod. These little gaps here, I'm gonna shoot some great stuff in here, some foam, expandable foam. I'm gonna shoot some of that in here after I cut out the plywood. Right before I'm ready to glue the plywood on, I'm gonna shoot some great stuff in here, put the plywood on, and this is it. I'm gonna try to build an unsinkable boat, and that will take care of the engine. And later on, I'm gonna put, so I calculated to glue foam here like a color, and I'm gonna have 2.5 cubic feet of foam on this side, 2.5 cubic feet of foam on the other side. So that will make an additional 5 cubic feet of foam. So we'll see how it's gonna look with 2 inches of foam here. If it looks good, I'm gonna put 2 layers of foam. This way I'm gonna have 10 cubic feet of foam as a collar on the outside of the boat. See if I could taper it nice. I don't know, it's still debatable how I'm gonna do, but bottom line is I was going to put the foam inside my seats inside the boat. I was gonna build 2 benches and I was gonna put 10 cubic feet of foam inside those benches. Ultimately, I want to build an unsinkable boat. That's the ideal, that's the goal. Now, whether I put the foam inside or outside. So I was looking at the boat here and I'm like, you know, how about if I do a color? You know, like the Coast Guard has that big thing on the outside of their boat. Maybe it'll look good enough to get away with it. I don't know, we'll see. It's all trial and error here, but no ifs or buts. This boat is gonna have a whole lot of floating aid to it. You know, whether I'm gonna put it inside the benches or outside the boat on a collar, go around, I don't know yet. We'll see how it develops, how it's gonna look. I don't know, but even if it doesn't look good on the outside, I'm gonna put the foam on the 2 benches that I'm going to build. And the casting deck that's gonna be up here, 6 feet, I'll probably make a SIP panel, which is gonna be a piece of plywood, a piece of foam, and a piece of plywood sandwiched together, and that will give me another 4 cubic feet, 5 cubic feet of floating foam in the deck, in the casting deck. So we don't know yet. We have to see. We have to do everything that we can do on this boat while it's upside down. We're going to do, because once I flip it, that's done. It's over. As it is, this boat, it's estimated to be around 500 pounds. I weighted all the plywood, all the material, the benches, deck, all that stuff that I'm gonna put inside the boat. All of it comes around to 490 pounds. So we'll see. All right, so let's get going. I'll come back to you guys in a little bit. All right, so There it is. 2 of them. Okay. Now I gotta start fitting the foam in, cover it with plywood, and we're done. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see what we could do later, and we'll see. All right, see you guys later.